Then I'ma get it, you know I be on the way. Yeah. You know I be on the way.
Tell me about what your goals are for the next 3 to 6 months with your offer.
I think basically my goal is to have it going with clients and I'm getting paid from it. So having it like moving, going through, honestly, like as soon as I possibly can. So, and then by the 3 or 6 month mark to be like not having to do cars.
And what would you need to be earning a month from your offer in order to stop doing cars?
So you are capped in car sales, in case you were wondering. It's about 10, 11 every month that you take home, which is like 15, 16, you know, or whatever gross, which is decent, but it's not. 2 months ago, that would have been awesome to me. Right now, I'm like, that's just chump change. Like, that's not even like, where's the good stuff coming from? So that's why I feel like those two opportunities I'm not capped with, right? So
for sure. And what's your biggest struggle right now in getting clients for your offer?
So clients, I haven't even tried really that to get clients because I feel like my offer isn't fully there. Like I have an idea and like good points, but I have like no organization of it. One of the big not issues, one of the big kind of dilemmas I've had with my thing is it's kind of changed. So it used to, like when we talked originally, I think it was more like it was more of a fitness training, basically helping people almost dream bigger. It's basically finding limiting beliefs, challenging those limiting beliefs with honestly like fitness. I still think is one of the best ways to do it. And then opening up that view of what is possible in that person's mind.
Helping people overcome their limiting beliefs and dream bigger. And a lot of that is like the vehicle that you help people do that is through physical beats.
Fitness challenges bring out your inner crap real quick, so it's a real easy way to just bring it without having someone to sit down in a therapy session, in my opinion.
Instead of a therapy session, they can go do something really hard physically.
Exactly.
Cool. So dream outcome for your students would be that at the end of your program, they have overcome their limiting beliefs, they dream bigger, and that is through physical fitness feats.
I would say yes, mostly yes.
Yeah, and I totally get what you're saying with like, well, I don't have it 100% narrowed down. Like I don't have it 100% where I want it to be. And here's the thing, like if you had it 100% where it was supposed to be, like then you would already have done it all. You know what I mean? And so just like going through it messy at first is going to help you narrow down exactly what it is and what works and what doesn't work. And so that's great. I love that. Okay, we got your dream customer, we got your dream outcome. How long do you want this to be or what? And you don't, like when I started the Fight Against Mediocrity, all I knew was like the 12 bullet points.
I keep hearing that the shorter you can make it, the better off it's going to be. But there is a sweet spot of like having enough time to actually have something happen. I've heard anywhere from like 6 to like 12 weeks is kind of that range. Is that pretty accurate from what you?
Yeah, no, for sure. And the funny part is like, if you were going to get a surgery and they were like, it's going to take 16 weeks, you'd be like, holy crap, that's a long surgery.
Right.
But I would say anywhere from like 8 to 12 weeks is probably where you want your program to be. And I would not charge less than $2,000, mostly because you just can't make it work for less than that. Ideally, you want to be around 3 to 10 is where you'd like to be. I think most probably are in the range of like 3 to 6. But with all that being said, the more value you can show someone that you have, the more you can charge you. It's like, okay, yeah, well, if they can give me that, then yeah, it makes sense. And so price is really just a number. It's really like the more value you can get them, the more you can charge. But I just tell people with programs, if you're charging less than like 2 or 3, you're just going to hate your life and you're going to be doing it for free basically. And so that's where like, if you can get to $3,000, then you only need 4 clients and you're already making what you're making doing cars. You know what I mean? So
Right.
does that make sense?
That does. Did you tell your first couple people, hey, you guys are like my first test group, or did you just act like, hey, I know what I'm doing. Let's let's
That's a
go.
good question. It depends. I think most of them knew that it was starting. So how I did that, maybe I could go back and see if I heard the recordings, but I don't think I do. And this goes into our next section. So now that we know your dream customer, we have a rough outline of that. That's who you're going to want to start talking to. Who you're really talking to is you 2 or 3 or 4 years ago. And so what I would do is think, where was I at that point before all of this transformation happened for me? What was I feeling? What was I thinking? What did I stress about? What did I struggle with? And what did I find that helped me get rid of my limiting beliefs? Dream outcome, we want to help people overcome their limiting beliefs, see their potential, dream bigger through physical feats. I actually really like it because it's unique. I don't see a lot of that, like, hey, grow by doing something hard. And then, okay, so once we have all that, here are the next steps for you to do. And this is what I did to get my first 10 customers. And I think I got my first like 6 or 7 customers in my first 2 months. And so number one is you have to dedicate at least 30 minutes a day to study your craft. And so what that means is you don't have to know everything, but you do have to know more than those that you're leading. And so you have to make it a habit to continually learn so that you can be a source of influence for those you lead. And so books about mindset, books about overcoming limiting beliefs, books about how physical feats help you, research studies about that so that you have, a vault of information that you can share and help them with. Number 2 is post every day. And again, this goes back to document, don't create. So as you're learning new things, I would say 95% of the things that I post come from things that I'm just like learning and studying and doing. And so when you read something, you're like, dang, that's good. Post that. When you listen to a YouTube video, post that. When you help someone do something, post that. When you're on post everything that you're doing. And the goal is that everyone that follows you has zero doubt in their mind what you're all about. It doesn't have to be on every platform. It just has to be ideally like the one that you're using the most and the one that you have the most followers. But typically for something like this, your best bets are going to be like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and as you grow, YouTube. And the nice part about all of those is you can kind of repurpose the same content over all of them. Instagram and TikTok, you can use the same exact video, but you want to post it to each platform individually. If you have TikTok automatically post to Instagram, it won't get as much engagement. And what you're going to see happen, and this is what happened to me, is I had about 100 to 200 people unfollow me, meaning I was finally talking to someone. And so those who didn't resonate with that were out, which is good, because if you don't have anybody who's like at all controversial about what you say, that means you're not being controversial enough. Or if everyone agrees with what you're saying, that means you're not being direct enough with one person. And then what you'll also find is the opposite. You'll start to find people who start to be like, dude, I love this. I connect with this. This resonates with me. I like what you're doing. And those are the people who are going to sign up for your program. So study every day, post every day, and then start sharing your story in those posts so that people can resonate and connect with you. After that, you're going to start doing polls on Instagram. So the like yes or no polls, and you're going to start posting. So say you post a story of the first 4x48, right? 4x4x48. So say you share that story and you share your breakthrough and be like, would you be curious to learn how I did that? Or would you want to do something like this? Like post polls asking people to engage with what you just said, or even just like when you read something in a book and you post about it, or something that you know, or something that you learned, just as you're sharing it, post a poll and be like, does this resonate with you? Do you agree? And get people to interact with you. People who interact are the ones who will buy. So after you've studying every day, posting every day, then you start doing polls to get people to interact with you. The next step is messaging them. Okay, dude, you've got everything you need to get your first 5 clients.
I guess now let's do it. That's like the only part.
Head on a mission, I'ma get it. You know I be on a what? Yeah. You know I get it, you know I be on a